Hello, welcome back to the stream. I'm gonna get straight into it, and yeah, so we've been working on this little animation here. One sec. Yeah, so last week we were in After Effects and we got this far with it. Just show what we did last week. So yeah, we got this little intro bit done, we got the diamonds bursting out, and we also... Sorry, my mouse wheel is being real weird. We got these diamonds coming down as well, flashing down. And yeah, so in the week I quickly came back to this project and just did a tiny bit of tweaking, mainly just sorting out these flashing diamonds a bit better. I added like the edge at the bottom here. I didn't have that last time. And just rigged up a way for me to be able to animate these as well. So these nulls here control the left diamond and the right diamond, and that is because these two comps here are the animation of them coming in, and then these two cut away and then they just become shape layers. So these 4 layers are all parented to these 2 nulls, so I can control them even when they cut to different objects. So yeah, that's where we got to, and this week, this stream, I'm going to be... I think I'm going to try and at least get into this scene with the pillar today. I feel like I should be able to get further, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, so work on this animation here, and still have to do this little bit here, and then hopefully get into this part as well. So yeah, I'm gonna crack on with it. Yeah, I think what I'm going to start with today, my idea, I'm also going to flip back between this Photoshop document, which has more detailed storyboard of what I want to happen. So we're sort of at this point here where our diamonds come down and they're going to separate a bit from the center diamond, come back in, and then we see here they're going to burst out. So this bit here is this in Illustrator. So yeah, I'm gonna start by doing that. Yeah. Cool. So I'm gonna be using my 2 nulls that I have set up. Just make these come out and then come back in. I think I might add some like little bit of some like sort of accents as well, maybe some like a burst of a stroke of a diamond, if that makes any sense as well. But I'll show you when I get to it. So yeah. These come down and then go through border keyframes. I want them to come out a bit, something like that. Yeah. Maybe I'm going to extend these nulls just a little bit forward so the animation can start a bit sooner. I'm going to go 20 frames ahead for now. Just going to check my mic is working. A little bit forward. Yeah. Okay, cool. We're all good. Yeah, just add a bit of easing to these keyframes. Yeah, so they come out like that. I think I want that to happen a bit slower. So just drag this one out a bit. That just makes our animation start off a bit slower and then eases into its movement. Yeah, that's cool. So I'm going to bring these keyframes even further this way. A bit too far. Maybe just 2 frames. Cool. I'm going to fiddle with this animation curve a bit more. All that should do. Fiddle with that a little bit more. Cool, I like that. And I think here I'm gonna have to create 2 more nulls as well, because I kind of want these to start coming in. So these 2 diamonds, I want them to come into the center after they've come out. So this is sort of like the anticipation for them to come back in. I want them to come in sooner than where these keyframes are. So I need to make another null and like put it at this point where my scrubber thing is here. So I can't do that if these keyframes are here. Yeah, so I'm gonna name these nulls left arm and control 01. Do the same for this one. And I'm gonna duplicate these. And these are called 02. And I'm gonna get rid of these keyframes. And then I'm going to parent this left diamond control to this one, and this one can go to that one, and drag them over a bit. I'm going to change the color to something different. Cool. I'm going to move this. So, okay, I'm going to take this away for now, so these are not parented to these new nulls. And then I will change the colour, and I'm going to actually move them on the diamond, so it makes a little bit more sense. And I have guides, I'm pretty sure, yeah, they don't matter anymore, but I'll move it about there. Make sure they're about the same. Leave them there. Take these guides off. And now I'm going to parent these 2 nulls to my other nulls. So now these nulls are taking over from the ones beneath them. So yeah. So the diamonds come out, and then I think about here I want them to start coming back in. So let's do that. Let's just go 20 frames ahead for now. Cool. Wow, it's like that. Need to add some easing to these keyframes. So I want these to start off quite slow and then ramp up towards the end. So I'm going to drag this left handle out all the way. Yeah, something like that. Cool. Now I'm just going to fiddle with these keyframes. I think I want it to be a little bit quicker than that, so I'm going to bring these end ones in. See how that looks again. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. And again, last week I talked about, so this comp I have here is called Scene 1, and that is going to go into my main comp, which is called Flexin those keyframes. I just realised I spelled that wrong as well, 2 seconds. Keyframes, like that. So all the animation in here is in this one comp now, and later on, once I've got all the animation inside here done, I can add a time remapping effect and sort of just fine tune everything I want. Last week I was talking about how I want this to speed up a little bit more than what it does, so that can be done here, and I think this motion I will probably speed up a bit as well, but that's okay for now. So yeah, so that's kind of cool. Might fiddle with the easing a little bit more. Yeah, that's kind of cool. So now I need to create this burst effect, burst of diamonds, and that's quite easy. Just going to be scaling the same shape up behind itself, and also change the color. So I think I'm going to do that in a new comp. So I'm going to copy this diamond center, remove all the keyframes, and call this diamond burst. Change the color to red maybe, and this is going to be happening around this point. I'm going to trim these null objects, and I'm going to pre-comp this diamond burst and call this diamond burst comp. I'm just going to make sure that's in its right place. So yep, that's there. And then let's bring that comp over here, change the color to red, and now we can come into here. I'm going to change this layer in here to just a blue, light blue, and now we can do this bursting animation in this comp. I'm also going to come back here, grab our colors layer, so I have all my colors to pick. I think what I'm going to do for this as well is like add a keyframe on the color of these shapes, and also like animate the color flashing as well, similarly to what I've done before here, but not as quickly. So yeah, I'm just going to do that now. Yeah, cool. I'm also going to, I think, parent these two nulls to our diamond center, and as they are coming in, I'm going to slightly scale the center diamond down as well, so maybe to like 80. Okay, there we go. This top layer here was blocking it then, so it needs to scale down a bit. Gonna add some easing to this as well. I'm going to use Duic to do these. So this is basically just a plugin which lets you do lots of things, rigging and all sorts. It also has this easy to use like animation curve thing. So let's set this one to like 45 maybe. Set this to 95. See how that looks. Yeah, cool. I'm gonna scale this down even more to 60, I reckon. See how that looks. And again, just adjust the easing. Make this 90 and make this 50. Cool, I like that. And now I'm going to drag this diamond burst layer behind it to here. And then, yeah, so this is going to be a similar process as what I did for this. It's basically the same thing, a bit simpler though. So I'm just going to add a scale, some scale keyframes to this diamond, and then I can basically just copy and paste this one layer for the whole animation. So I'm going to make this maybe like 4 frames. I don't want to scale this up so it covers our whole frame. So that's what, like 380, and then put this to 0. See how that looks. Cool, and I'm going to add some easing to this. And I'm going to make this a bit bigger at the end, just because it's going a bit slow. Yeah, so if I scale this up, it will cover the frame a bit quicker. Yep, that'll do. So I'm going to duplicate this layer a few times. And I just want this to be called the same thing and not have the numbers, so I'm just going to delete these numbers. Cool. So now I'm going to do this 10 frames at a time and see how this looks. Again, this is basically the same thing as what I did for the other burst of diamonds, where I just sort out a few of these layers, get it looking good, and then I can keep duplicating a big chunk of these and just dragging it over. So yeah, so I'm going to turn my color layer on, see what colors I was using. So got this green, light green, and this desaturated green. So this one would be the light green, which I think is this color. Look, yep. And then the next one I think is this color over here. Cool. And this is actually too far apart, so I'm gonna bring these like 6 frames apart for each one. Cool. That looks better. Actually, no, that's not what I want to do. Okay, let's do this again. I think I'm gonna keep it to. I'm gonna turn these off. I'm going to delete my keyframes on all of these as well. Cool. So, what I actually want to happen is these to all burst up and scale up to this point and then stop and not keep going like my other one. So yeah, I'm going to use this as a reference. Make this one again 380 so it covers the whole thing. So I'm going to make this like 20 frames apart instead. So this goes from nothing to 380. Let's add some easing. Yeah, so I want these to actually come up quite fast. And then I want this one to be a different size. So more like. So I'm going to take away 6 feet each time from the scale. So maybe take away. I'll set this one to 300. So within here you can actually do like maths. So if I did 300 plus 25, that's now 325. I'm just using that to save a bit of time. So yeah, I'm gonna just go through and scale these up. Let's take away 80 again. Yeah, I think I'm going to take away 80 each time for now, and then I can always adjust that. And I'm going to leave these keyframes without any easing for now as well, because I'll ease them all together at the end. So yeah, and then this one, go 20 frames, do 220 minus 80, and that layer on. Cool. And this layer on as well, do the same. Do 140 minus 80. Uh, 140 minus 80. And change the color of this one. All these colors are going to change in a bit, but just so I can see diamonds. Cool, so I think that's all I actually need. I'm going to turn my color layer off. Yeah, now I'm going to adjust these colors. So this M1 should be our original green. This one should be our light green. Then that one's right. And then it goes back to this green. And then this one needs to be a light green. Cool. So I'm going to bring all these layers together and add the same easing. And I think I'm going to, again, I did this last time, make this first one be like maybe 4 frames away. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the next one be 5, next one be 6, next one be 7. So it adds a bit of easing out. So next one's 5, next one's 6. and this one is 7. So these layers are getting further apart each time. And that looks like that, but I'm going to make this even more. So let's do 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how that looks. Okay, cool. I'm also going to bring these in each time, the actual keyframes. So if this is 20 frames apart, I'm going to bring these in 2 each time. Or yeah, let's see how that looks. 2 each time. I'm going to undo that. At this point I'm just trying to figure out a nice way to arrange this to make it look nice as it comes up. Let's see how that looks in here. Turn this layer on. Extend this out. I'm going to extend the whole length of this comp to like 12 seconds. Highly recommend I make what? If you don't have one, make one. Look at this peacoat, tell me he's broke. And I know you ain't into all that. I heard your lyrics, I feel your spirit, but I still take that cash, cause a lot of wags wanna hear it. Yeah, this needs to come in a little bit, this layer. Ooh. And I need to make this diamond kind of transition into this effect as well. But I'll worry about that a bit later. Oh, a fiver. Yeah, I've used fiver in the past. Yeah. I've used it in the past. I think like it has a bit of a bad reputation for like people not getting paid the right amount and stuff like that, but I used it a long time ago, so I've seen like people do charge a lot more on there now, so yeah, that might be a good idea. I know there's loads of other websites as well, like Upwork and People Per Hour. Yeah, I think they're all quite a good way of getting work, especially starting out. Starting out using those websites like Fiverr and Upwork is a good way to meet some people, make some contacts. But yeah, I will have to check that out. Yeah, I think I'm going to turn this diamond layer off and transition it into the background. I think, yeah, something like that. So I might want it to scale down a bit more, and then for this animation where our diamond is, I'll show you in here. So my plan is to sort of have the diamond like anticipate, go down, and then go up, and these diamonds like follow behind. So I think for this center diamond, I'm now just going to animate all that in here and just use this one and transition this main diamond here, just like turn it off and transition it into this comp here. Yeah, so I'm gonna make this actually scale down a bit more, maybe something like 40. Cool. I'm just going to watch that back a bit. And I think I might make these come out a bit more. These two diamonds might make them come out a bit more. I'll just have a look. Yeah, I might adjust the easing a bit more. Yeah, something like that works a bit better. And yeah, maybe make them come out a bit more. So. Actually, no, I'm going to leave that how it is. Oh yeah, and then in our main comp as well, I think I'll speed this transition up a bit more, so it's more like oop, like that. So it starts off fast and then eases out. Yeah, cool. Cool. And now I think I'm going to try to do this like flashing effect I talked about. So I'm going to add a fill effect to each of my layers, get my colors back, and I drop their colors again. So this one needs to be this color. Actually, yeah, I prefer animating it with fill. Just makes it a bit easier so I can see the color on my effects and controls panel instead of having to go into the layer and then animating this color. So just a bit easier to use. So that one needs to be this color. That one needs to be this color, I think. Actually, no. Color? Cool. And then, yeah, this one is this color. Cool. So I'm going to go 6 frames in here and set a keyframe for our color, go 2 frames forward and change it to this purple, and then change it back to our light green. I'm actually going to come in here and move these out another 2 and make this color hold for 2 frames. Ooh. Something like that. Maybe make this start a bit sooner. Maybe make it start here. Cool. Yeah, something like that. And then add the same kind of flashing effect to all our other colors. I'm going to copy these keyframes. Maybe go 4 frames forward. So this one should be that color. So we start out here. Make it go to this light green maybe. So this is going to be a little bit chaotic until I have it properly figured out. What have I done here? That one should be this color. Okay, I'm just gonna. Oh, hold on. Let's go back a bit. Okay, so I'm gonna turn these layers off for now. Okay, light green. Okay, this key. There we go, and then this needs to be that colour, I think. Cool. I'm going to bring these keyframes in on these sides. Cool, that looks kind of cool. So I'm going to go through and do this for all the layers, and then we'll see how it looks. So this one will go here, and turn on our colors again. Turn on this layer. So this one should be this color. And let's change it to maybe add this yellow in here, this yellowy orange color. Just Gonna experiment about, and then it goes back to this color. And I'm gonna move these in a bit as well, so this one can go here, and this one can come up here. Cool. And then I think this is now going back. So the next layer should be this color again. So I'm just going to use the same lot of keyframes, and I'm going to do the same thing for the next one as well. Just reuse what I've already done. Let's see how that looks. Turn on all these layers. And I'm just not going to have it on this final layer, this color effect. Yeah, that looks. Oh, it kind of looks cool. See how it looks in this comp. Cool. I like that. Let's watch it all back. Cool. I'm just going to watch that back a few times. This bit here feels a bit boring to me, but I can add lots of once I go back and start adding more details, because this is sort of just the main base animation. I can add in lots of other bits to make this a bit more interesting. Yeah, that's the only thing that's really sticking out, but that looks kind of cool. Cool, okay. So now let's go into here. So about 12 frames in on this layer, I'm gonna have it come down. And then go all the way up. So I'm just going to do this one for now. And then at this point we will be jump cutting to this. So the camera movement of this scene is going to match the movement of this scene, so it should kind of feel somewhat seamless. But yeah, that's the plan for getting on to that one. So I'm gonna make this start a little bit sooner. Cool. And add some easing to these keyframes. So yeah, I'm just gonna figure out the easing for this. I'm getting this weird thing where my animation is bouncing back up for no reason. I don't have any keyframes here saying it should go back up in this part here, and that is normally because so to fix that, this is how I do it. I'm going to keyframe interpolation, and we are going to turn this auto bezier to linear, and see it fixes the weird bouncing. Now this goes straight down and then comes up back up without any like weird bounce at this point. So that's more what I want. So it dips down and then shoots up. I'm gonna make this like more dramatic by having it go more off screen. Make it do it quicker. Let's bring these in a bit. And again, I'm going to make this come even further. Make it quicker. So that's kind of cool. That's might be good speed. So now the plan for this is to have all these outer diamonds sort of like have the same animation but have it delayed. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Let's just watch all of this. Yeah, that's cool. Again, just play around with this easing a bit more. Undo that a bit, don't really like that. Cool, that'll do for now. Cool, and I think I'm only going to make this next shape come down. So you can call this like the anticipation animation, this dip down. So I think I'm only going to make this next one follow that part of the animation, and the rest just go up, if that makes sense. It will make sense when I do it now. So yeah, I'm going to animate the rest of these shapes now. I'm going to change the colour of this one as well to just something else. I know that this one here is our main center diamond. Cool, so let's keyframe the position here. So make this one come down as well. I'm going to keyframe all these other shapes as well for now. Cool. So at the final frame of the scene, I want it to look like this. So I'll just set these keyframes up for now. And I'm just going to figure out the easing as well on this. So I'm going to turn these shapes off for now. So I'm just going to figure out the easing on this shape behind our center one. So it should pretty much match our other diamond. It doesn't matter too much.
I only asked to get ahead of me, so I can see the man in the cemetery. And I was in love with the prophecy, just another slave to hypocrisy.
And again, we're having the same problem if I turn off this top on. So you can see it's coming down and then bobbing up before it's going up. Like that. So again, to fix that, highlight this keyframe here, go into here and turn off this auto bezier. And there, that works like that. So turn that layer back on. So I want this to like kind of be more delayed compared to our other shape. So a bit like that. Cool. And I'm now going to add the easing to these other two shapes. And then this one won't have any keyframing because this is just like our background and we don't want this moving off and revealing what's below really. I'm just going to keep that the same. Yeah, let's add some easing to this. Do that for now. So that looks. And I want this to happen a bit sooner. So adjust this a bit. And I don't want this this shape here to hang around for so long. I want it to shoot off a bit quicker. So let's bring this curve in a bit. And I think I'm actually going to move these like final positions up even more. Something like that. So we would be cutting like around here, I reckon. So let's watch all of that back in one go. Okay, this is looking a bit weird because this layer here is moving before the other one. So I'm just going to fix that. So that's more like it. Again, I'm going to move these even more. Cool. And I'm going to add a little bit more detail to this animation and make it get thinner as it's rising up. So let's set keyframe for scale. I'm going to turn off this this little button here, which allows me to scale each axis individually. So we're going to want to scale this way, so it's getting a bit thinner. So I'm going to just set it to like 45, so it's not too much. Well, actually, I'm going to set it to 40. Cool. And I'm going to use my tool up here to do the easing on that. Cool. I'm going to make that even smaller, make it like 36. And again, come back in here, adjust this easing slightly. I'm going to set this to 36. Cool. Okay. Yeah, that looks.
Trust them till the end, cause the end ain't your friend when you run out of love, cause all that love got spent. I've been spending these days on my own.
Cool. So I'm going to bring in this here and bring comp to work area, because I don't need this comp anymore after the animation is done. Cool. And I'm going to watch all that back together. Cool. That's looking good, I think. And I think I want all this bit here to happen just a tiny bit sooner. So yeah, that is like these keyframes, and then these keyframes. Just move it in like 2 frames. Cool, I think that looks a bit better. Happens just a tiny bit sooner. Cool. And I think even make it just a little bit quicker than that. Again, highlight these keyframes here. Come in a little bit more. Ooh. Kill these again. So yeah, come in another 2 frames. Maybe that's a little bit too quick. Maybe just 1 frame. Cool. And I'm going to make the scale even smaller, so that's to 30. Cool. And I'm going to add a warp effect here, just see. I want it to kind of like, I don't know, see if I can find a warp that makes it something like this, arc upper. So it just sort of adds a bit of secondary animation along with our shapes going up, but adding this like bit of distortion. So I think I'm going to do that inside this comp. And drag in my adjustment layer, and just like all the other times, set this to yellow and the adjustment layer thing on. And the reason I do this and not just create a new adjustment layer by pressing Ctrl Alt Y is just to save room in my project. Because if I kept making a different adjustment layer every time, I'm going to end up with like hundreds of like adjustment layers in here. So what I do instead is just keep the one and then drag it out and use this as an adjustment layer, and then just rename it inside my actual project. So I'm going to call this warp effect. So I do that with my nulls, my solids. So in my little After Effects template, my project's always open with a null, background, and adjustment layer, and I just reuse these same three layers basically. But yeah, but if it's sort of a, I guess, more important adjustment layer or null, something that I know I'm going to need to go back to, I will just make a new one and then name it in my solids, so I can come to my solids and be like reveal in composition, so then I can go back to it and find it. So yeah, that's a little explanation of how I use my layers. It just keeps my After Effects projects a bit more, keeps them running a bit more smoothly. So yeah, so let's add that warp effect. We want to arch upper, start this at 0, and then match this up with here. So I actually want it to start around here, and then set this to like 44 maybe. Cool, and I want that to start a little bit slower, so drag this out. Drag this out. I should leave that there. Just drag this over a bit more. Adjust the easing. And yeah, that looks kind of cool. Just a little bit more detail because we're going to be cutting like around here, so yeah, it just helps this part lead into our next part. Cool. So I think for the most part that is all of this sort of base animation done, and I will be coming back and adding lots more details, but that sort of gets the point across of what's happening for now. Yeah, I'm just going to watch that back a bit. Cool. I'm going to make this second shape here not come down quite as far. Move that up a bit. Cool. Cool, so I think the next step now is to bring in this this scene here. Yeah. So again, I think I'm going to do this with Overlord. So I'm going to come back into After Effects. So yeah, I'm also going to make this comp length a little bit shorter. Set this to like 10 seconds. Come back into our main comp. So yeah, that is scene 1 there. So I'm going to come in here, make a new folder called scene 02, and all my pre-comps for scene 02 will live in this folder. So this is all our pre-comps for scene 01. I'm just gonna make this come to the top, and to make a new comp, actually I'm just gonna duplicate our scene 01, come in here and delete everything except for the colors, just so all our settings are the same in that. Drag scene 02 in here. Cool. And yeah, now I'm going to use Overlord to bring in this scene from Illustrator. So yeah, I've got everything selected on this layer. Go to Overlord and click push selection to AE. Get that up in here, Overlord, and pole selection. And that has appeared off screen for some reason, but that's easy to sort out. So just grab all these layers, move everything across. Give it some time. Cool, so that's in the center. Cool. So I'm going to, so we got all this in here now, and I'm going to basically just spend some time sorting this out so it's easy to use in After Effects. So all these little circles I don't need because I'm just going to use particular to recreate all of this. So just go through, get rid of all these. Not that one. Cool. All that's gone. And I'm also going to name all these layers as well. I'm going to recreate this sun layer because this is just a cropped circle. So I'm going to do that first. Create new ellipse, turn off the stroke. Make it the same color. so that needs to be a little bit wider. So I'm going to come in here and change this to 11994 maybe, or maybe 1200, 1200, 1400. That's a bit too big. 1250. It's a bit too big. I'm just going to leave this at 1225, I think. Yeah, that pretty much matches it. So that there is our sun. And we can delete this semicircle. Cool. And that's going to go right at the back. I'm going to delete this and drag in our background layer. Again, this layer doesn't fit our aspect ratio of our comp, so if I press Ctrl-Alt-F, that now fits our comp. And I'm going to add a fill effect. Actually, I'm going to add a ramp. Yeah, a ramp. Turn on our colors. Make this color this purple. So this top color, this is just basically creating a gradient. I'm just going to make a slightly darker version of this purple. So if this black value is 26, I'm going to set it to 22. Just add a little subtle bit of detail to the background. I'm going to set the scatter to something quite high. What this does, I'll create another ramp to show you an example of what this is doing. So if we have set this to 0 again, have a gradient. So I'm just going to reset this effect. Actually, you can't see it here, but basically sometimes you'll get some weird weird stuff going on with your gradient where it kind of looks a bit blocky. By turning up this ramp scatter, you basically take that blockiness away. That's what I've found. What I normally do. But yeah, there's our background. Cool, I'm just figuring out how I want to set this up really. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pre-comp this pillar. So I'm gonna find all the layers for it. So this is our pillar main, let's call that. This is our pillar top. Pillar top shadow. So these three are stars. Let's move them up there for now. I'm going to call this diamond guide. So I'm going to replace this diamond here because I think it was in our first stream we created this. So that is what is going to be going there. I need to actually work on this a little bit more, add some more details to this. But yeah, this will be going in that scene. I'll just close that for now. So yeah, just call that diamond guide. I'm gonna make this a guide layer as well, just so I know and remember. So these are pillar, line, detail. And copy and paste that for these three. Actually, I'm gonna call this V line for vertical. This will just help me later on if I ever need to add some animation or something to this. I'll just know what is what. It's always good to name your layers. And I'm gonna copy, call this pillar H line detail for horizontal. And then these are stars, so I'm just going to call this, call each of these star. And then I'm going to come here, Control Shift C, and call this pillar comp. That is in our scene 2 folder, so that's all correct. Cool. And I think for this, I'm trying to think what I want to do. I think I'm going to make this a 3D sort of comp. So make all my layers 3D and then have a 3D camera pan up to get to this point here. And then I can also, like, by making it everything 3D, I can add some parallax kind of effect. So I can make this star be close to the camera, and maybe some other stars be further away from the camera. And that will create some depth in our scene, basically. I think that will look kind of cool. Yeah. So, also going to put another star in our scene. Cool. Cool. So there's our other star. Yeah. Cool. I'm gonna make our sun layer lime, and I'm just sort of thinking about what I want to do. Okay, so yeah, so I'm just going to put all this into 3D. So just this button here turns these into 3D layers and allows us to move them in Z or Z space. I'm going to create a new camera. Cool. The way I set up my cameras as well is I always have them controlled by a null object. So, or for the most part I do. I'm going to set that up and call this null camera O1 control. Make my null object 3D and attach it. So, also need to turn off the opacity. So yeah, that's now controlling this. Cool. Also going to scale this up a bit to 135 maybe. Yeah, and I think this whole comp actually needs to be a bit longer than what it actually is. That way we can move our camera around it. So I'm going to set that to 170, 180. Actually, if I just press Ctrl Alt F on this, okay, and I'm going to come in here and make our top color. Actually, yeah, I'm just going to make this bottom color lighter instead of making our top color even darker. And I actually might make it a little bit darker as well. Let's do 20. Let's do 30. Cool. I'm going to come into our pillar comp. Make the height same. I'm going to center my anchor point on all these layers. And the way I'm doing that is just holding Control and double clicking on this anchor point tool or the pan behind tool. Some people call it. Cool. I'm gonna come in here, get the path of this, and bring it down to match the size of the comp. And I'm going to do that with zoom in. Do that with these shapes as well. So I'm going to come in, select the path, bring this down here. The same for this one. Finally for this one. Cool. So now, because this scene 2 comp is a bit wider, we can sort of show how I'm going to use this like camera effect. So we can start down here and then come up point. But by actually using a camera, like I said, we can get some parallax effects going on. So I'm going to work on that now. I'm going to make this comp even higher because the camera is again going to need to move up past this diamond. So I'm going to set the height to this something like 2,500 for now. Make this match the size of the comp. Cool. So now I'm going to start. So the way we achieve this parallax effect is having all our elements at different depths within Z space. So for this one, so the way I go about doing that, I'm just going to set this back to 0, is get some guides out. I'm just going to reuse these guides that are already here. I'm just going to mark out where the pillar is in this scene, like so. So I think we want the pillar and the diamond to be closest to the camera. So I'm going to bring this close to the camera, maybe like -800, and then I'm going to scale it back down into place. So I think I want to make this even longer, to be fair. I'm going to come in here and parent everything to our pillar main now. And bring this up. So. And do the same thing, select the path. This is just making sure I have enough enough of the pillar to work with without it cutting off. So I'm going to bring each of these down again. Cool. Cool. So you've got them extended down again. Now we just need to match the pillar back up to the guides. So bring this down to like 70, 74. So that's matching the width of the guides, and then bring it up here. Cool. And now, when we move our camera, you can see that it's adding this kind of parallax effect compared to the sun, if that makes sense. Not all moving as one, the pillar is like moving as if it was close to the camera, which it basically is now. So yeah, that looks cool. Yeah, so now let's grab our sun. And our sun's going to go even further into the background, so I'm going to set some guides for this. Cool. And set one for the bottom here. And yeah, so okay, yeah. So yeah, let's put the sun quite far into the background, maybe like 1250. And then we can scale it back up. I'm just gonna make this bigger than what it actually was as well, maybe like 200. See how that looks. I'm gonna get rid of this camera. Just want to make sure. Actually, no, that'll be okay for now. But okay. Okay, I'm gonna undo all this. I'm just trying to think about what I'm doing here. So undo what I did to the sun. And I want to keep some guides. On here. Cool. And I'm actually going to set the height of this comp back to 1080. And yeah, there we go. Okay, that's making a bit more sense. Yeah, okay. So the reason I was doing that, the way I was thinking of it is the way I had it set up there is so that I could move to position and have the camera animation basically be the position of this comp. But the way I'm actually doing it is with camera, so now that all these layers are 3D, they are extending past the size of the comp. So we can just move the camera in this 1080 comp and still get the same effect, if that makes sense. So now what I can do is come to the sun. I'm going to set guides for our pillar as well, just so I remember where that is if I mess about with the camera or whatnot. Cool. Okay, cool. Now, excuse me. Now let's move the sun into the background. So 1250 is what I said, I think. And then scale it back up to like 180 maybe. Cool. And what I'm going to do now is make a new layer by pressing Ctrl Y. I'm going to call this particular. So yeah, this is basically a plugin by Trapcode, I think. Or no. I'm looking. Yeah, Red Giant Trapcode. Okay, and then Particular, and this is basically just I think everyone knows what it is, a particle system. Actually, instead of Particular, I'm going to use Form, which again is still a particle system, but I think it'd be easier to work with for what I want to happen. I'm going to reduce the number of particles down a fair bit. Change the particle feather. I want to add some size and opacity random. And I'm going to go to disperse and just disperse the particle all around. Cool, so now that is our stars. I want to bring them closer to the camera. Actually, I'm going to leave them where they are and just increase the size. Like 9, 8. I think 6 should do. Now I just need to play around with some of these options. I'm going to set the disperse value to 1000 and reduce the amount of particles. Cool, looking good. I'm going to make these disperse even more, so set this to 1500. Play around with these numbers until I get something I like. And I'm going to set the opacity random to like 24. I want these for the most part to be like white and not this, like you can see this kind of one that makes it look kind of like grey. So go for that. And I think I'm going to scale them down to 5. Yeah. Cool, okay. That is getting there. Yeah, I like that. So yeah, I'm going to add this camera animation now, and then we can go back in and add more bits and put these stars into 3D space as well, but I just want to see how this is looking for now. So you can see here as well, this form effect, Trapcode form, is 3D, so we got some depth with the particles or stars, whatever you want to call them. And yeah, that looks kind of cool. But now as well, just for the sake of seeing how it looked, I'm gonna on my guides. My dog is going crazy. Sorry about that. I'm actually going to bring yeah, I'm going to get this diamond comp, so at least I have it set up. I'm going to make this white because it's my main focus, so I want that colour to stand out. Just bring back the guide, scale this down to fit. And I'm going to move my pillar over a bit because it doesn't quite look completely centered. That looks a bit better. Match up my guides to the size of my diamond. I actually want that to be a little bit bigger, maybe like 20, 18, I think 20 looks, maybe 19. Yeah, that looks good, I think. Cool. So let's match up these guides. So if our pillar is -800, I'm going to make our diamond 3D. Let's get it back into position. Yeah, so I'm going to make this -815 maybe, or maybe -816 I'm going to do. Cool. So then let's get that back into where it was. Cool, that looks about right. Turn off all those guides. So, now let's add our camera animation. Let's go 6 frames forward for now. Again, I can adjust that later on. Bring it down here. I want this animation to basically start straight away, so I'm bringing this this little handle all the way to the left, about 3%. And play that back, see how it looks. Play with our easing. And I'm going to bring this in a bit more. want this to be a bit quicker. Cool, now let's come to, so this is our main composition. I'm going to try match up this jump cut. Cool. So that's the general idea of this cut. I can get it a bit more seamless. I'm just going to watch that back a bit. So one thing I can do here is if I make the height of this comp, say 1500, and also make our adjustment layer the same size, and just increase it a little bit. Go back and see how that looks. That still looks fine. So I can also add some position animation to this. I'm going to make a new background layer here as well. Like this. I'm going to change the colour of this one as well, actually. Make this a light orange. Okay. Cool. So our background colour is the same. Add some easing to our position keyframes. Cool. Play around with this a bit more now. Yeah, cool. So now we have this transitioning to here. And we have our little diamond rotation loop going. I need to work on that a bit more. But yeah, that is looking good. I'm going to change the frame rate of this to 16 to match. These should all be 16. Yep, scene 2, 16 as well. Let's see how that looks.
some OCDs, we got some OJZs, couple OTBs, place up in perfect order with my OCD. Don't let me keep it, I never speak it and keep it a secret. It'd be peak if any geezer would hear it and then repeat it, so we keep it deep and out of reach from all the Egypts. If you need it, best believe it, you won't seek it. Locked up in my room, deep cocoon like you're digging in crates. Already dug where you're digging, so you're digging is bait, keeping it straight. Starts until late, sample the breaks, then we move on to the groove, grabbing that sample at 8 seconds. Blue beckons, smooth like new weapons. If I do step in,
cool. I quite like that, and I think that's also a good point to leave it as well. So yeah. Yeah, so next week, or actually, I won't be doing another stream for like another 2 or 3 weeks, but I will get back to it. And when I come back, I will continue with this, continue cleaning up that transition between the 2 scenes, and then we can work on scene 2 a bit more, add some parallax to the stars, and I also wanted to get these like streaks of like energy or whatever you want to call it, like coming up and colliding with the diamond. So I will definitely work on that in the next stream. Yeah, but for now that's where we got to. Hope you enjoyed. And if you're watching this as a video after the stream, thank you for watching. And thank you for watching the stream. And yeah, I am going to leave it there. So, see you next time, and hope you have a nice day. Bye.